now that introductions are out of the way, I feel that I should kind of bring people up to speed on a few things. Obviously, I did that little concert thing, that Prodigy sequence show thing that I released around Christmas time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that it wasn't perfect. I wanted it to be so much better than it was. I had all these plans, and then my computer just went haywire. And I was just at the point where I could either release the work and at least have something to show, or not release it and just make it all go to waste. So, you know, I'm sorry if the lyrics seem off. It's supposed to be a story. The first 2 songs of this album, it was an album, you know, that I released, that, you know, I took them out, mainly because I wanted to film them at the end. I didn't feel right starting with it when I was filming, because, I don't know why, I enjoyed singing the middle songs more, I guess, even though the other 2 were pretty good, at least to me, you know, but it just got complicated and my computer went haywire and I wasn't able to finish those first 2, so, you know, I know that the story that I was telling might have been a little kind of out of left field because it didn't have a proper introduction. If you go to my MySpace channel, the Triana Sequences, you can hear those 2 songs, and then maybe it'll, you know, get you up to, maybe it'll help you, you know, understand the rest of the album. But I hope you enjoyed it to a certain extent. Like I said, I'm sorry for any of the mistakes. It was a stressful shooting. I was very, very, very nervous when I shot it. You know, I also was in a very, I am still, but, you know, I was shooting in a very cramped space, and it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to, you know, maintain the volume that I needed to maintain. And, I mean, like, you know, the aggressive screaming in particular, usually it's good when you can do it really, really, really loud, because when you're stuck in a small space and you gotta kind of keep it down for other people, I mean, it hurts actually. It hurts me at least. Not completely, but a little, you know. But as far as, you know, as far as music making goes, let me see if I can get this right, because sometimes the math throws me off. I'm sorry, I'm more right brain than left, I guess. But, okay, I've got four, here we go. I'm creating, I remember I spoke about the Triana sequences before in past videos. That Prodigy sequence project and the apathy sequence clips that I released, they're both a part of a massive series of albums that I'm trying to create this year. So far, I've completed 9 of them. And I gave you clips of those 9 albums, and now I'm on my 10th. I actually just finished the 10th this week. And these are rough drafts, they're not perfect, but, you know, I mean, it's a good start, you know, and, but yeah, basically this 10th album is a part of, Series C, which I call a series or a trilogy, a sequence. So I finished Sequence D, that was 9 albums long. Sequence C will also be 9 albums long unless something happens. Might be more, might be less, but I'm almost positive it might be 9. Then I'll decide whether or not I can do Sequence B and Sequence A by the end of the year, because the truth is that, you know, with all the work that I do on these, it does get very stressful, and I have to have proper ebb and flow or else I burn out. And I have a whole, you know, sequence of, you know, plans that I have to go through and procedures in order for me to actually have energy to do all of this work. So yeah, you know, I suppose I can kind of, you know, show you the other albums in the future. Maybe I'll pull them out, you know, show you what I did, you know, the work I'm doing and where I plan on taking them next, but I can't promise anything. It might happen, it might not. But, this latest album that I'm working on, I love it. I love it so much. Like, I don't care if you guys listen to it and you hate it. I love it. It was so much fun to do. I've never had this much fun, or that much fun, making an album, doing any sort of artistic project in my life. And I've been doing art since I was 3. This was fun. It was so much fun to do. And part of it was the weather. The weather was so good, and it was right in line with the mood of the album. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to do this album, so you could see the series now, because I wasn't sure if we were going to get good weather, and it's a sequence that, and it's a very high-spirited, you know, feel-good, sort of dramatic, but ultimately feel-good sequence. And, but man, everything, the stars just aligned, man. It was great. You know, I had an awesome time shooting it and singing it and putting it together, and I can't wait to take it further and to show you guys this work. And, you know, just to really kind of explain it in case I didn't, you know, my memory is not the best, I'm not gonna lie. These are stories. Everything I'm doing. I wrote trilogies of books. Some of them were official novels, some of them were rough drafts. And I have basically taken these books and I've translated them into songs. Now, I've been doing this, I've been writing these stories since 2002. Late 2002, early 2003. Yeah, sorry if that contradicts a previous video, but it is sketchy because before I actually sat down and decided to do the work, I was developing the characters back, you know, from like 8th grade to, you know, sophomore year in high school was a peak, you know, a summer in mid-high school was a peak, I guess, you know, and I've had several, you know, there's ups and downs, but ultimately, these are all stories. I'm trying to make them novel quality. There will be revisions, nothing is perfect, and the way I'm updating, there's always going to be updates. I know there's always going to be updates. I'm probably going to have a version every year because that's just the way it has to be. You know, there's just so much story. You have no idea how long I've been working on this. Like, well, you do because I've given you an idea, but you don't understand the complexity, the time, the countless stacks of papers, the files that I have, you know, that I'm gonna like discover someday, rediscover, and be like, oh yeah, I did that. Because there's so much work that I can't even remember it all because there's so freaking much, and I want to get all of it, as much as I can, into these works from now until the day I drop dead. So that's what I'm doing. Maybe, like I said, I'll go into more detail later, but this camera might run out of batteries because it does that often. So I'm going to stop it here. Hope you have a great day, and that's all I got. Peace.